Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm dipping into a film that, well, I don't really know what the hell to say. I'm going to give you the basics before I start explaining the film. The film was made in 1977, and it's called Chatterbox. For those of you who have no idea, Chatterbox is the film, or is a film, about a woman who has a talking vagina. Yes. You know what, guys? I'm just going to say this right now. If you were to put me in a room, if you were to lock me in a fucking room and tell me, write anything, I'm going to tell you, the last thing that would ever come to my mind is talking pussy. I'm going to say that right now. I'm just going to get that out there. This is definitely one of the most unique premises I've ever heard. So I don't know what the hell I am getting into, because I was only able to find like a 30-second like commercial for this thing on YouTube, and it really didn't tell me anything. So I really am going into this sucker completely blind. I'm going to hope for the best, and rather actually than try to stall and try to come up with other like witty bullshit to say, I'm just gonna dive in. Because if this thing really sucks, I want my pain to be quick, alright? So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Chatterbox. I kind of need to ask this because she is at work. Where the fuck are her pants? There's no way in hell that this thing passes as a dress. It barely covers her fucking crotch. Where the hell are her goddamn pants? So the singing vagina's name is Virginia. And its singing really sucks. I just want to listen to that shit. Just a little bit off key. You know, there is just something about a freaking, vag that's talking on a telephone that just seems really fucking creepy. Not funny, creepy. It's really a bad sign when your comedy is more creepy than funny. Just thought I'd mention. So apparently the very concept of a singing cooch is like this nationwide fucking like sensation. So nobody else is as creeped out as I am by this concept. It's just, oh my god, listen to her, she can kinda sing. Mind you, kinda sing poorly, but still can kinda sing. The Mating Game? That is the laziest parody title I have ever heard. And I have heard some real dumb parody titles, trust me. God, that just sucked. Okay, so he goes into the bedroom wearing a suit of armor. I totally oh! And there's no ass on that armor. That's just wrong. Alright. I actually was given this, this friggin' dance number a chance, but I'm sorry. This is probably the dumbest dance number I've ever seen in any film. I wish I was kidding, guys. This is just complete shit. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how the hell to sum up that ending. I think mindfuck, I guess, works. Let's shut this horrendous thing off. Okay. Let me pop out the disc. It's time to talk about the movie. Dear sweet God, let's talk about the fucking movie. Alright. Well, first of all, This actually is not the first time that this has happened, but this disc was bought off of the Amazon wish list, and it was one of those like made to order DVD-Rs. So yeah, even though I hated this fucking thing, I just can't take it out and sell it anywhere. I gotta find a spot that'll let me actually sell DVD-Rs. But I want to really discuss this thing. First and foremost, let's start with the story. I said at the start of this episode that it was one of, if not the most unique premise I'd ever heard. And I'm going to stand by that. But a very unique premise does not automatically equal a good premise. You see, because I actually could pitch you a movie about a piece of cheese that can psychically turn human beings into 7-foot tall cannibal rabbits. That's not a good premise. It's just different. And that's kind of what happened here. It could have been good as like a short film or as like a Saturday Night Live sketch, at least during any of the seasons when Saturday Night Live was good. The movie was made in 1977. A sketch on Saturday Night Live circa 1977, it would have been great. It would probably have been absolutely hysterical. But trying to drag it out to an hour and 12 minutes, that doesn't work. It doesn't fly. It just sucks. See, that is the big issue here, is that the story is far too shallow for even the short runtime the film has. So it basically is like the same couple of jokes repeated again and again. And they started off cute, and then they just become irritating, and oh my god. Allow me, guys, to give you every single joke. She has a talking vagina. It's always horny. It will fuck anything in sight. And it never shuts up. All it ever talks about is sex. There. I gave you every single joke in the film. 72 minutes of just that. So yeah, if this thing were maybe, let's say, like a 10-minute short, it would probably have been good. But right now the writing, but the final product, the writing just doesn't hold up because the story, or actually like the premise, is just far too shallow and far too stupid for a full-length film. Now, I want to talk about the camera work. Or actually, one of the tech aspects. I believe I've talked about boom mics in the past. If you ever get a chance to watch this, don't know why the fuck you would want to, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, you want to watch Chatterbox. I'm going to give you guys a drinking game for this movie. Every single time the boom mic is hanging in the shot, take a drink. I guarantee you that by the end of the film's 72-minute runtime, you will have died of alcohol poisoning. Because apparently the cameraman and the boom mic operator and the director didn't know that seeing this shit hanging into frame, and oftentimes this fucking obviously is a bad thing. In fact, that's something you never want to see. That is almost as bad as seeing flash frames in your goddamn movie. It's not good. They really should have done like retakes, but then again, that actually would have been something which a competent director would have done, and I don't think that the director for this film could ever be called competent. The acting. I really can't say a lot about the acting, because similar to a couple of other films, the acting is good, and the acting and the actors are doing the best they can with the horrible script given. And again, that is never a good thing when the actors have to make do with a shitty script. Oftentimes that is the kiss of death. Now, sound. You guys know how I talked about the boom mic being in fucking frame for a good chunk of the film? That means that the boom mic is ridiculously close to every actor, yet all the sound in this film is quiet. Or correction, like half the sound in the film, actually, if you want to be totally honest, is muffled. It's quiet. How the hell do you get muffled and quiet sound when the actors are almost banging their head on the fucking boom mic? It's really insane. But they were somehow able to pull that off. And again, that is not a good thing. That pretty much means that somebody royally fucked up somewhere. The music. Seeing as how this film is about singing genitals, you'd almost expect the music, or seeing as how it's just any film with anything which sings, you would almost expect the music to be good, but it's not. Our lead organ can barely sing. She maybe belts out a single good song across the entire film. Possibly two. And that's kind of sad. Because this whole thing is how everyone is looking at Virginia and going, this thing has the best singing voice I have ever heard. And then you hear it sing, and my God, it's terrible. And it seriously isn't like horrible in the worst sort of way. No. The singer is just off by like a single note and makes everything sound totally off. And that once more is not a good thing. And I am really desperately trying to find a positive besides, well, the acting is good based on what was given to them. But I can't. This friggin' film is boring. It's tedious. The film only runs 72 minutes. I guarantee you it'll be the longest 72 minutes of your fucking life. This movie is just dull. And the humor, oh God, well, I've already talked about the humor. There is no humor. None. Really, I don't know if I could recommend this to anybody. Okay. Let me see if I can find a fucking audience that I could recommend this thing to. If you're a fan of 70s sex comedies, no matter how bad they are, you might enjoy this. If you happen to have a thing for singing genitals, which would probably be one of the strangest fetishes I've ever heard, then you're going to love this. Otherwise, avoid it. There's nothing here for you. Now, as I said, this came off the Amazon wish list. For those of you who've been watching my series, you definitely know the kind of weirdo who would send this. Yeah, it was my friend David. You can find his YouTube channel at Little Ridley Stairs. By all means, swing over there and check out his stuff as well as the stuff from Josh and Nick, because it actually is 3 guys who run that channel. Swing over there, check him out, and thank him for wasting Christ only knows how fucking much money on this awful, boring motherfucking movie. My God. Well, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.